Hi readers, it's Lori. Welcome back to my channel, Books, Ink, and Paper, or welcome if this is your first time. Thank you for joining me today. I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And if you like these videos, do give us a thumbs up. And by us, I mean me, because there's only one of me. Do give it a thumbs up because that is how my channel is chosen by the algorithm to be featured to a number of different people. So that would be very helpful to me as well. So I have been working diligently on staining the bookshelves. Part one, the bookshelves that my son started, do have some work to continue on that, but I am anticipating that sometime before the end of this year, we're going to have built-in bookshelves. And I'm also noticing as I pass by these stacks that I have in various places in my home, there are some books that have been on my shelves for a while, and I acquired them in different ways, but I'm also, when I look at them, not certain if I'm going to read them. And so I thought today I would do, as I haven't done for a while, try a chapter to see if these books are going to make it to the big bookcase extravaganza that will be in our home, or if they're going to go to a little free library or maybe on Pango. I'm going to start with the first one, which is a book by James Swain, whom I've never read, and this is called Bad News Travels, a thriller. It's a very pretty cover. You see the beautiful flamingo. Yeah, is that a flamingo? I think so. Here's how I got this book. I was, during the pandemic, supporting my local bookseller who's still in business here, but she's actually moved to Nashville. But she sold used books in her bookstore, and she was obviously not getting some business at the beginning of 2020, but she put together boxes of books that you could purchase and she would mail them to you. So she mailed me, I think, 4 or 5 different thrillers. That was the category that I chose at that time. One was a Harlan Coben that I still have. And this was one of those. I'd never heard of James Swain and I've never read it. So I'm going to read the first chapter now, and then we'll decide if I'm going to keep Bad News Travels. So here we go.
Rode out the morning on the saddle of my porch. Some leaves are still green, yet some other ones got scorched. I didn't think that things could ever feel this forced. Just took a drink and let the evening cut the course.
Okay, here's what I know. This is the premise of it. The shocking suicide of Beth Daniels' father, a prominent surgeon, has thrown the FBI agent into a tailspin. When Beth heads to St. Augustine, Florida for the funeral, she'll need more than the emotional support of her boyfriend, retired Detective John Lancaster. She'll need his gut instinct for solving a mystery. And when they arrive, there are some Russians that are watching them, and a cryptic final call that he made to his granddaughter, the deceased, and blood evidence on the estate, and $1 million missing from his account. Okay, I read the first chapter. I'm not feeling it. I just don't know. No, it's not even like I'm not sure. No, that's a no for me. I'm gonna unhaul that one. Okay, the next one I'm going to read a chapter of is One Breath Away by Heather Gudenkauf. I've never read anything by this author, although I did have something recently that she wrote that I wanted to read. It's a new release. And then there's a couple on my Goodreads that I wanted to read of hers from years ago. This one is billed as a mystery thriller, One School, One Gunman, Your Child. I'm gonna give this first chapter a shot. This has been out for a while too. This is an older book. So let's see how I feel about this one. Holy cow. Okay, the first chapter was like 3 pages long, but wow, that was okay. I'm gonna read the second chapter because it's only 2.5 pages long. This is definitely a thriller, which surprises me. I really thought this was historical fiction. This is pretty riveting already. It's apparently about a school. I don't know if it's a school shooting or if it's just a takeover. It's very, like, it sucks you right in from the beginning. The action starts like right off the bat, and I'm gonna keep this one. I definitely can see myself reading that one. So there's one I'm not keeping, one I am. Let's take a look at this one. I've had this a while. I got it in a little free library. It has a little bit of a curly cover. The Dream Daughter by Diane Chamberlain or Chamberlain. Some people say Chamberlain, some people say Chamberlain. I have read something by Diane Chamberlain Lane. I read The Silent Sister, which was the Riley McPherson series, book 1. And I read Keeper of the Light, which was the Kiss River series, book 1. And let's see if this is in a series because I don't want that. No, it is not. Okay, so let's get on with The Dream Daughter, which I think I know what this is about because I actually think someone was talking about this the other day on YouTube.
Rode out the morning on the saddle of my porch. Some leaves are still green, yet some other ones got scorched. I didn't think that things could ever feel this forced. Just took a drink and let the evening cut the cord.
Okay. Um, it says it's a mind bender of a novel that will keep you glued to the page, People magazine says. All right, Carly Sears, a young woman widowed by the Vietnam War, receives the news that her unborn baby girl has a heart defect. She is devastated. It is 1970, and she is told that nothing can be done to help her child, but her brother-in-law, a physicist with a mysterious past, tells her that perhaps there is a way to save her baby. What he suggests is something that will shatter every preconceived notion that Carly has, something that will require a kind of strength and courage she never knew existed, something that will mean an unimaginable leap of faith on Carly's part, and all for the love of her unborn child. Is Carly the person in chapter 1? I'll bet you that's Carly. Yeah, it is Carly. I missed that because it says I'm Caroline. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this one. I'm gonna read this one, maybe sooner than later. This one, yeah, that one really seems like a good fit. Okay, here we go. This is number, so I'm saving 2 so far. One is going to the out pile, and here we are with Little Bee by Chris Cleave. I think someone that I know gave it to me, and I've just never gotten to it. And I think I remember this getting a lot of good buzz. It has a reading group guide inside. Okay, here we go, Little Bee. Bring it on. Let's see if this is a long chapter. So far, they've been fairly short. This one is 20 pages long. So here we go.
Rode out the morning on the saddle of my porch. yet some other ones got scored. I didn't think that things could ever feel this forced.
It's not blowing me away. It's not working. I'm not sure why. It's just not working for me. So this one's going to go into that pile. And then we have one more left, which a friend of mine gave me. This was an advanced reading copy of Anthem by Noah Hawley. My friend did not like it, but she said that maybe I would because it was set in Chicago or a suburb of Chicago. Let me give chapter 1 of Anthem a go. There's an author's note. Anthem has a little bit of dust on it. Let's see. The first chapter is, or the first part is before, and it's a short chapter. So let's see how this goes, shall we? Anthem, Noah Hawley.
Rode out the morning on the saddle of my porch. Some leaves are still green, yet some other ones got scored. I didn't think that things could ever feel this forced. Just took a drink and let the evening cut the cord. It's a blue day. I'm not sure why. Sometimes it feels like they sneak up from behind, and if they
I read the foreword. So this now says book 1. So I'm assuming there is at least a book 2 here. I don't know. This is not a small book. It is 426 pages long. This is set in not long ago because he talks about the president being black. Something is happening to teenagers across America, spreading through memes only they can parse. At the Float Anxiety Abatement Center in a suburb of Chicago, Simon Oliver is trying to recover from his sister's tragic passing. He breaks out to join a woman named Louise and a man called the Prophet on a quest as urgent as it is enigmatic. Who lies at the end of the road? A man known as the Wizard, whose past encounter with Louise sparked her own collapse. Their quest becomes a rescue mission when they join up with a man whose sister is being held captive by the wizard, impregnated and imprisoned in a tower. It says it's an unforgettable adventure that finds unquenchable lights in dark corners, unforgettably vivid characters, and a plot as fast and bright as pop cinema blend in a Vonnegutsian story that is as timeless as a Grimm's fairy tale. It is a leap into the idiosyncratic pulse of the American heart, written with the bravado, literary power, and feverish foresight that have made Hawley one of our essential writers. This is tricky because it's very long, but I was interested in it for sure, reading it. I like the idea of this woman being a judge. I like the connection to DC and into Chicago and probably other parts. It just does not, it was not, for me, it was not expected that this would flow into what really almost sounds like a fairy tale to some degree, but I don't know that it is. I think it's maybe a real life version of something. Yeah, I don't know. I'm almost too curious to let it go. Even though my friend didn't like it. I'm not even sure if she finished it, but I don't think her husband liked it either. I don't remember if he did, but yeah, I'm gonna hang on to this one and keep it on my shelves. I don't know that I'm gonna read any of these immediately. I might, But I think this one is set because of the outfit she has on. I think this one is set in the winter. This one looks a little more summery, so I might could try that sooner than later. And then this one, yeah, I don't know. I may need to do some more research, but this was published in 2022, January 2022. Okay, I'm going to keep these three, and I'm probably going to start with this one, but who knows, really? It could go either way. I'm going to unhaul these two. Yeah, I just don't, I think I'm too inundated with more significantly detailed literary fiction. I don't know what made this one so it says it's immensely readable, but it may just be my current fatigue. And then this one just did not get me at all. So that's where we're at. Two out, three will stay. We're getting there. We're going to try to do this every month or so and just kind of revisit some things that I want to prioritize versus not keep. So thanks for watching today. Thanks for your comments and your weighing in. I'm sure you can weigh in on one of these. If you've read one of these, I would love to know what you thought, and especially about that last one. We'll see. That might be a very ambitious choice for me to keep. Anyway, I will let you know how I progress on these in the near to distant future. And as always, happy reading. Bye.